What's up, y'all? Welcome back to Confessions of a Reality Queen. We are here with a new episode of Love and Marriage Huntsville. Let me introduce the panel for the night. The undisputed African queen, Maud Afro Mama. Hi, Maud.
What's going on?
You know, and let me introduce Dina, aka Christina.
The undisputed receipt queen.
Yes!
The receipt queen, Miss Investigator. You know what it is.
I'm going to start charging for my services, y'all. Let me get a link together.
You need to. You should have been charging for your services.
Well, I've only been helping out family and close friends for the time being. But, you know, when I get ready to go to the general public, I'm going to get me a link.
Oh, okay. I hear you, boo. I hear you. Well, lady.
The undisputed receipt queen. Okay.
The undisputed. So, y'all, this episode of Love and Marriage Huntsville. Really B. Hey, girl. Hey.
Hey, really, B. I see Mark is in the building as well.
Oh, Mark just got here. What up, though, Mark? What's good? Y'all saw Mark going ham on, not going ham, but telling his side and doing his thing on his little lives to this week. So we're gonna be talking about you, Mark.
So yo, it's so cold over here. Jeez.
And that's why nobody is coming to Buffalo, because it's cold.
At this point, I say yes. Nobody should come.
Oh, get over it. Okay, but for real. So this episode started off with, you remember when these two didn't even like each other?
Mm-hmm.
I mean, it was just horrible. And now Tiffany's coming to her bringing drinks.
For me, I usually record the show. All right, I didn't care about that conversation. All right, I was like, boom, forward. I don't care.
Not Marco made her stand up. What the hell? Monique, okay with you.
I am just living for the comments. I am living for the comments.
Not tonight, Monique. Not tonight, okay?
She woke up and chose violence today.
Is Mark trying to say that he's undisputed receipt king?
That's what he's trying to say.
Oh, that's
but
what
we got two. I'm gonna make it real clear. We got two separate kingdoms. Mine is over here, and his is over there.
I was gonna say that.
I saw where you was going, Mon, and we gonna nip that in the bud off the top. He got his own kingdom over there in Alabama. I got my own kingdom here in Kansas.
Okay, we ain't gonna go. But dang, BB, that's how you feel.
I'm with her. I'm with her, y'all. Look and see. I'm not like a weaveologist or expert or wig expert or nothing like that. But I know dry and crunchy when I see dry and crunchy. So I agree.
That's not nice.
Wait, what?
Here's the thing. If you,
I don't see nothing wrong with she says it. Dry and crunchy, baby.
But here's the thing though. When you own TV and you are projected to the world, you have X amount of dollars and you doing all this big business and this is that and a third. You are really out here wearing like beginner wigs or something. You know what I'm saying? Like you just started wearing wigs last month. Y'all got enough money. Y'all need to hire Jonathan. What's the dude that's was on Impact Atlanta that does everybody hair like Nicki Minaj and I forget what his name is. But yeah, him. Y'all got enough money to get a celebrity stylist. I'm sure there is somebody in Huntsville that can slay a wig. I am tired of seeing lace all up and through here.
Who are you questioning?
Okay, let's give. Why
you saw it too? Why are you playing?
Okay. Anyway, So, why do I hear myself?
I don't hear an echo for you, but maybe that's just you on your end.
I don't know why. It's not all the time. I don't know. I don't know more. See,
At this point in love and marriage counseling, we don't need a Stormy. We don't need Tiffany. They need to get the hell out of this show. We have to go back to the comeback group. Okay.
And that is what they talked
We need
about
to go
in
back
this
to that.
scene, actually.
We
In
need to
this
go back to
scene,
that.
they talked about, first they started off talking about Miss Wanda.
Yeah,
And,
okay. Can I say something about that?
okay, yeah.
Because I see everybody, the three couples saying, you know what? Don't bring Miss Wanda in our conversations, all right? Cut ties. I see that.
Mm-hmm.
I also understand that Miss Wanda is the same age as all these people over here.
People over where? Who? What?
Kimmy. Okay. Okay. But I also understand that this is Letitia's mother. There's a way. You're married to me. You're gonna have to respect my mother. And there's a way you can talk to me about, you know what? This is your mother. She does not have to be involved in everything that we are doing. I can respect that. But this is a conversation that you and I have to have outside everybody else. That's something that you know, like that's something that you know, like about what's his name? Letitia's husband.
Oh, no, you did forget. No, you did.
Yeah, ain't he been on the show 10 years?
No,
Marcel,
the one she loved so much that she was doing what she was doing last week.
He has to respect your wife's mom. You know, that's fine. You wanna let her know your cut ties and do all those things, but there has to be some respect in that, like in that conversation. Like I just didn't get. Listen.
You know what, Ma? I agree with you in some degree as far as respecting somebody's mama, but respect is earned, not given. Number one. Number two, you can extend respect, but then sometimes, time and time again, people disrespect you. So at what point do you take that respect back and say, okay, actually, you're not taking the respect back. You're respecting them enough to not have them in your circle to avoid conflict. And it's not being disrespectful to the mother. It's just, hey, you know what I'm saying? Just because we family don't mean we got to be up in each other's face. You don't need to be involved with certain situations.
Okay, so you guys are saying Miss Wanda has no respect. Melody has no respect on Miss Wanda.
No. I'm talking about in this situation. We can get to Melody in a minute. What I'm saying in this situation, if what they're presenting to us is that Miss Wanda is overstepping her boundaries, okay?
Yes.
That's what they're presenting to us, right? So what I'm saying is, if you've extended respect, grace, second, third, 53rd chances, at some point in time, you have to, and it is your right to remove yourself from certain situations to protect your own peace and to protect your marriage. Because what will happen, and I guarantee you this will happen, if Miss Wanda keeps overstepping her boundaries in that marriage, it will be the downfall of that marriage.
I agree with you on that one. I agree with you that is at some point, she has to tell the mother that this is my battle to fight. You're not allowed to come, and if you come, we're gonna cut ties, all right?
And you can do it respectfully. And if she doesn't get on board with the program, then you just have to cut her off. I don't believe in disrespecting your parents and being malicious in any way. You just have to cut them off from information, events, and when they feel that hurt of not being involved with a grandkids or family functions or whatever, it might make them act a little different when they are invited. But if not, what's that song say? It ain't nothing to cut that blank off. I will cut family members off. I will cut friends off. My peace is the most important thing on earth, and I will cut anybody off who disrupts that.
It becomes difficult when your mother is the same age mate as your castmates, though. That's what I'm saying.
I mean, so how did y'all feel when Miss Funky Dineva came through the building
and drop some gems?
Do you think he made it make sense to her any better than Marceau has?
Yeah, because you need an outside source. I think, honestly, I think when she hears it from Marceau, it's like, you don't like my mama. I don't want to hear nothing you got to say. You don't like my mama. I don't hear, I don't want to hear nothing. But when an outside source basically says the same information, not prompted by anybody else in the circle, then you take it differently. Just like a child where their parents say XYZ all the time, but then the godparent or an auntie or uncle says the same thing, and then it resonates with them. The light bulb goes on. Some people just tune out their parents or they tune out their spouse. And then when somebody else says the same thing, it's like, oh, really? Like he hasn't been saying that for 20 years.
Okay. Well, then. That's what she said.
y'all gonna get some good today because I done took me a nap and I am ready.
Oh, okay.
Can you put that?
Okay.
Can you put that comment on BB, because BB, I think BB is confused. Okay.
Yeah, I thought they worked the same age too.
They are the same age.
Well, Mark said Wanda, Kimmy, and Van are in the same age group.
No, Van is a senior citizen. Van is no age mate.
You though, Mark.
Van is no age mate with any of the cast. Van is a senior citizen over here. Okay? Van is nobody's age mate.
Okay. I don't know for sure.
No, you cannot.
I need a specific age for me to decipher what I need to decipher, because age group could mean so many different levels for different people, Mark. So
yeah, like because when I say age group, that means they're within 10 years of me, which would be 5 years older to or 5 to 10 years older or 5 to 10 years younger. You know what I'm saying? To be in my same age group.
Well, there you have it.
Okay, well, there you have it. Well, there you have it, folks.
And this is why I appreciate.
Yeah, so that means
this is why I appreciate this country, because CVS is open 24/7. Okay.
Okay, look, Ma, stop it now, because we're not going to CVS tonight.
That's CVS. That's what we're doing.
She done got started already. We ain't but 13 minutes in. She already talking about CVS. Ma,
Yes.
Look, give me control so I can hit the mute button.
Well, so when the day after, so here is them discussing it, and right here, Tisha was letting it be known that, I guess Marceau was not feeling how Tisha had got herself in the middle of that, and they ended up having their little situation. And she came saying that they had their situation that they weren't talking. So she was telling Maurice and Kimmy, like, y'all need to talk to him about the way that he talks to me. But what was so cold though was when Maurice was like, we can have a conversation with Marceau because Tisha's feelings are hurt. But he was so sarcastic.
Well, he's not gonna listen. And here's the thing. For me, I understand how, when people talk to you a certain way, it does, sometimes you are in your feelings. But at the same time, how long they been married? Like 20 years or something? He been talking to you this way. He been talking to you the same way for 20 years. Now it's a problem. You should have nipped that in the bud when y'all was dating. You should have nipped that in the bud year 1 or 2.
No. You cannot say
Yes,
that.
because if you have a problem with it.
No, you cannot say that. You cannot. There are things in my marriage. I've been married for 16 years. There are things I did not have the audacity, strength to speak on when I was dating my husband and in my first year, second year of marriage.
Right, but Mom, you eventually said something.
Wait a minute, Dina. There are things I'm not going to condone right now in my 14, 15 years of marriage. Because we grow.
Right.
Because we learn. And Tisha has learned that, you know what? I have to have my voice. You're not going to shut me down like you did in the first year of my marriage. Listen, when I was dating my husband, I was not the only one who was dating him. Okay? And then I got married to him. That did not make me feel any type of way. I got my first child. And at that point, I realized, I am in my marriage. I am, it is me and him. But even at that point, there are things I was still trying to work on. There are things that I condoned in my first 2, 3, 4, 5 years of marriage.
But Ma, what I'm trying to
go. So
and I get what you're saying.
You cannot say that. You cannot say
but
that.
What I'm trying to say is, do you have a problem with it because you have a problem with it, or do you have a problem with it because you're on TV and people are talking about it?
I have a problem with it because I had a problem with it.
I'm talking about look, Mom. We're not talking about you. I'm talking about Tisha. Does she have an actual problem with the way he talks to her because she has a problem, or do you have a problem because you're on TV and people are talking about the way he talks to you, and now it's a problem?
Dina,
I'm just asking. I'm asking the question. I'm just asking the question.
Yeah, and I'm responding to that. I am saying there are things I was not able to address in my marriage in the very early beginning of my marriage. But right now, I am seasoned in my marriage. I have 3 children. You're not telling me nothing. Okay? I have the strength. It doesn't matter whether it's on TV, behind the scenes. It does not matter. And now I have the courage. I've established my finances. I have established things that you have tried to control me. Okay? Now I know who I am. I had lost myself at some point. Now I know who I am. You're not going to control me. You're not going to shut me down. This is who I am. You're not going to tell me my voice does not matter. And that's what I'm saying. It is not because we're not going to come over here and say, Letitia, it's because of the TV. This is a woman who has raised her children. She was told, you know what? Be a stay-home mom. And we are over here saying stay-home moms, disregarding stay-home moms, it's a full-time job. Okay? She did that. She continued. She went to school. She graduated. She's the most educated on this panel, on this cast. Okay? And then we are over here now telling her, she has found her voice. Marsha is under.
I get that, Mom. I'm just asking the question because we all know. Listen to like the history of the show. We all know that Mel knew that Martell was cheating, but it wasn't a problem until they got on TV. So all I'm asking is it a problem, or is it a problem because it's on TV and people are talking about it?
It's not. Dina, I swear to you, sometimes it's not because of anybody else. It's because you want to feel free. It's because you want people to acknowledge you. As a mother, you have raised your 3 children. You sacrificed. You decided, I am not going to do anything else. I'm going to raise my children. And her children are just like around the same age as my children. You said, you know what? I'm not going to work. It's not that they don't have education. No. But I know the discipline, whatever I'm doing at my household, making sure that those kids are doing their homework, make sure that those kids are having a good meal when they get back home, making sure that those kids have somebody opening that door when the school bus drops them off. And we're over here saying, a stay-home mom does. No. I have been a stay-home mom. I hate when people come over here and act like, oh, she was a stay-home mom. She doesn't. No, no, no. This girl was a stay-home mom. She did everything she could to bring this family together when Martha was over there working. And it's not that because, and I love this episode tonight, saying you're not gonna silence me anymore. You're not gonna do that. My voice matter. My voice matter. Okay? My voice matter. Don't do that. You have been doing that. You're not gonna do that anymore. Because you have to realize when you're in a marriage, when your finances are not in order, they control you. Okay? They control you. When your finances are not in order, because you have sacrificed. It's not that because your finances were not going to be in order. It's because you sacrifice for your children. And that's why I hate, oh, we are pregnant. No, we are not pregnant. I am pregnant. I am the one who's carrying this child for 9 months. I am the one who's going to push, or I'm the one going to have the C-section that I had. Sacrificed so much for my 3 children. So, no, we are not pregnant. I am pregnant. I am the one who's bringing this child. I am the one who's going to have these boobies of mine lying down. Listen. Don't do
Okay,
that.
bye.
Okay. But again, I personally have never said anything against a stay-at-home mom. I didn't have that luxury.
I don't want anybody discrediting Tisha for the things that she has done, for the
Nobody is
okay, let's pause for a minute. I'm not discrediting anybody for what they have done. What I'm saying, based on this show's history, is it a TV problem or is it a private problem? That is the question I'm posing. And even Mark is in the comments saying it's a TV problem. That's the only thing I'm saying. Everybody knows Mel was getting cheated on. It wasn't a problem till they got on TV. And then, let's talk about it. Let's act big and bad. All I'm saying is if you've been with this man for this long and you got a problem with him talking to you, why didn't you address it before you got on TV? Nobody said anything and discredited her about being a stay-at-home mom. I didn't have that luxury. I had to work and take care of my kids. So I can only imagine without having daycare and needs and all that other stuff, all the shit she had to go through. Nobody's discrediting any of that. My only question is it a real problem or is it a problem because it's on TV and people are talking about it? That's it.
No, I just don't like it when, because I see some similarities in my husband and I see them in Marcel, all right? Okay? I don't like the way, now you are protector, you are provider, but don't dismiss anything that I'm trying to do over here. That's what I'm saying. Okay? And you're not going to cut ties. You're not going to say, oh, that's your mama. We can do that. We can do that behind the scenes. But when it comes to the TV, it has to be, we are on the same level. That's one thing I have disliked about Marcel. Don't come here throwing my mother under the bus. Don't come here trying to be smart with me. I am the most educated woman on this platform. Don't get it twisted. You know what I'm saying?
So you're talking about Mark? You talking about mine?
Now we know Ma like to cape for people, and I'm not taking anything away from you for caping. I'm just throwing a question out there for people to debate or comment on or state their opinion because of the history of the show. Because I personally am the type where if I see something I don't like, I'm going to say something up front. You know what I'm saying? I'm not doing 20 years of disrespect. I'm not doing 20 years of somebody condescending and talking to me crazy. I'm not doing 20 years of nothing. You know what I'm saying? Hell, I ain't even doing 2 years. Like, I'm going to state what I feel. You don't move around. I'm going to state it again. You don't move around. Ain't after that, it's a wrap. Like, if you can't treat me, talk to me, or fall in line, or we come to an agreement, there's no point in moving forward. So that's why I say, is it a real problem? or is it a problem because people in the comments are like, how is he talking to her like that? That's disrespectful. I mean, we on season, what season is this?
Well, they're calling it season 5, but it's
Okay,
supposed
so
to
season
wait,
5.
is Monique
Listen, hold
saying?
on, Mom. I'll let you talk. Hold on. So we in season 5 of the actual show. They in season whatever 20 of their relationship. Okay, so again, is it a problem at home, or is it a problem because people watching the show go online and make comments about how he's talking to you, and now it's a problem? And now you feel like you need to address it, and this is your storyline because that gives ratings or whatever. I'm just asking the question. I'm not saying that's what it is. I'm just asking the question.
They may not have had her voice. She may have had this in mind since they were married. Okay. that's possible. No, because I mean that is possible. Everyone thinks Tisha's one way when she's really been a whole nother at some point. So hey, it's not a problem. Next topic. Oh, what?
Yes, let's move along.
You saying that makes me
When Motel went to Melody and said, you know what, let's go back to the 6 of us. Okay, let's go. There's a way. If you're gonna go back to the 6 of us, you're gonna have to respect my mother, all right? So that Tisha's feelings are not hurt, okay? And then we can move on. But if you're feeling, Melody, the 6 of them, it's just Melody who's having beef with Wanda. You know, you just you don't have to be feeling something. Listen, just let it go. And so therefore you can start having the 6 of them having a good relationship. And then you can say, you know what, going forward, these are the standards we're going to have to set so that Wanda doesn't have to do A, B, C, and D. And if Wanda does A, B, C, and D, then, that's the door.
I mean, this is something that should have been handled a long time.
It wasn't handled. Once you
marriage, I feel.
Mm-hmm.
Because it could have always been. I know it could have always been like this.
Where is Mark at so he can get up here and explain this so we can move along?
So I would love to know, like, when did she? I mean, has she literally always been like this? Because if she's always been like this, I mean, she's been like this since before they even married, and he still decided to marry her. But if this just started at some point after, like, what happened in order for Wanda to feel she needed to start jumping in to be this defensive over her grown daughter?
But why are people on this social media street so eager to see Marcel divorce Letitia? Like, why are you guys so miserable on this social media street?
I mean, I feel a lot more people ain't really thinking about them. It's just that it gets a lot of traction when people, the small people who do think like that, it gets traction. But I'm sure not a lot of people really ain't no really thinking about that no more, because we have had people come forward who want to remain anonymous.
No, they have not. They have not. Until you come, you identify yourself as Confessions. You come identify yourself as Dina. You come identify yourself as Maud. Say, you know what? It's not just about his back. It is me, Maud. I was with him on that night. I was with him doing A, B, C, and D. Everything else is bullshit.
Oh, well, sheesh, Monique. Do not. They're not getting a divorce. They're not getting a divorce.
That is true. I agree with Talk with Slanted. Like, I believe that people think like divorce is like, okay, I don't like you no more. Let's get divorced instead of working it out. But I'm not trying to say either that Tisha and Marceau are going to get divorced. I just posed a question because it has happened on the show before. And we all know and correct me if I'm wrong, if I saw somewhere that Mel is getting her own show. So who is going to take over her spot as the star relationship on the show if she gets her own show? That's what I'm saying. They are grooming these couples for somebody to be the standout couple. And what brings more to a standout couple than drama? Will they divorce? Will they not? People are tuning in to see the arguments. I'm looking for it from the TV perspective, not the real relate. That's why I told you I haven't watched the previous episodes except for here and there when something major was happening on the internet. I'm the outsider looking in, giving a perspective because I am not invested in not one character on this show. I am not invested. I just pose the question. That's all I'm doing is posing a question. I don't, none of these people do nothing for me. They don't pay none of my bills. I can relate to some of them, but I'm not in the background champion for this person. Oh, I understand why they don't like her. Fuck her. I'm going to be team I hate so-and-so or team I love so. I don't have none of that going on. I'm just posing real questions on why this is such an important topic when it hasn't been for umpteen years, especially when you look at the background facts of Mel getting her own show.
I mean, if she do, good for her. But
wait, did you say Melody?
They can always just take another turn. It doesn't have to be that someone just has to be a star, because that's what's gonna make us get sick of them people. Then don't push them down our throat too much either. I mean, it can be a balance, so it may not even really. It couldn't even be about whether or not they try to have someone be the star.
Did you say Melody getting her own show?
Yeah.
What
That's funny to you? That's funny.
No, I swear I saw it on Twitter or Instagram or somewhere.
Melody getting her own show.
Yes.
And people tuning in. Like,
I'm just Google it, Mod. Google
people will tune in though, Mod. You know people will tune in regardless. She has her own fan base, so people will tune in.
The millimeters will tune in, Mod.
But it was funny this episode. Tiffany made her rounds this episode, finding out the information because she and Lewis wasn't there when the whole scuffle had broke out. So
I don't know if she made her own rounds, because listen, like I said, I don't watch it live. Every time she showed up, I was like, forward. Like
yes, we understand
listen, you're not gonna
whatever it is for the Whitlows, for whatever that is.
Confessions and Tina are my good friends. All right, I am having a business. I have this business. You're not gonna come over here with a Gucci bag, with whatever designer you have. You think it's gonna blind me? You are selling the same products that I'm selling. And you're not gonna be doing that on my store, but then you're gonna over here acting with the Gucci because the cameras are on. That ain't my friend. Go back with your Gucci bag. Go back. I don't need you. I don't need your Gucci bag. Bye.
Oh, that is some shade, Mark.
What? What do you say?
I mean, yeah, what did happen to that whole lawsuit? Why can't you speak on that? It's true, you never know. She's supposed to be on Impact. Like, as a part of the cast, or just a guest starring role? Like, what is that? Is that a show that's even out already? I've never heard of that show. Destiny has an interesting way of carrying the ball. She definitely does. Absolutely. I just hope particularly be included. She is just boring to me. A lot of people say that, but I'm trying to understand. I mean, she doesn't bother me. It's not boring to me. As if she's she's just more low key than all the other drama that be going on in the show.
Yeah, because everybody's so rah. Tiffany's just
and
like
they
that.
just down here. But at some point, though, Slana, you know, they I feel like they gonna have to up the ante on something at some point, though. So,
wait, can you put that?
Oh, thank look, Mark over there counting the likes. We appreciate you, boo. Yeah, y'all make sure y'all hit the like button, subscribe, and share. And y'all make sure, even though Maud is the undisputed African queen and she's a little crazy sometimes, go on over to her channel and subscribe if you haven't already.
Oh, she's crazy all the time. Not sometimes. All the time.
She's a producer. She's inspiring me. Okay.
Oh, okay. I knew it was something. I got like, you know how you get the notification and you just read the little notification part and then you're supposed to go back to it and you don't. I just knew that she was supposed to be working on a new show and I didn't know.
Well, I guess that's why. Person.
LNV, I can't with you. Wait till you get down to LNV's comment. You're going to fall out.
Oh, Lord.
Yeah, make it and give it to me.
Like I'm on acrimony or something.
I still ain't seen that, and I'm ashamed. I shouldn't have said nothing.
You know what? I tell you what. Confessions.
What?
I feel like because Wanda is the same age mate as the casts of Love and Marriage DC, then there's that.
No, because they young. I hold pause now because I'm 47. Everybody on Love and Marriage DC is younger than me. And Wanda's like, what did he say before? Wanda's like 55. Mm-hmm. So she got me by like 8 years. And everybody on Love and Marriage DC is like, I mean, Jamie and Arena might be close to my age because they've been married like 25 years. So they probably in their mid 40s or whatever. But the rest of them, they ain't nobody on Love and Marriage DC over 50.
Yeah, Kimmy is.
I didn't think so.
Kimmy
I said DC. You said the same age as DC.
No. Huntsville. I'm sorry. Huntsville.
Oh, okay.
Huntsville. No, Huntsville. Huntsville.
Really me. I don't know why.
Yes. Say it with your chest, girl. Say it with your chest. She trying to make everybody old.
Because, geez, my
real me. Real me myself, you know.
What's being used for our money? Wonder what LDC do.
Yes, because it was a little. I mean, you know, I love Monique from Potomac, but that damn winter could have went on in Antarctica and have winter over there. You
think she's to blame?
I just really and I know we go off topic a lot, but I really wanted that series to do more about Black love, empowerment, their relationships with their children, to show positive Black families. You know what I'm saying? I didn't want all the drama.
Bring real B. Bring real B over here.
Can I handle this? I don't need you to tell me what to do. Let me do this. You see, I got it highlighted under here, right? You don't need to tell me to do something. I got it highlighted, so obviously I'm doing it. I don't need to. See what I'm saying? See what I'm saying?
I forgot what I was gonna say. I had a question for you, Confessions, but I forgot.
Lord Jesus.
I don't know, you guys. I don't know about
you. I love me some really B because she keeps it 100 all the time.
I was gonna ask this question, Dina. Now that funk diva, what's his name?
Funky Dineva.
Yeah,
Funky Dineva.
He came to the show and he's telling Tisha, you know what everybody has been thinking. Do you think that Tisha is gonna think like, you know what? maybe that, maybe.
I said that. I said that in the beginning. I did a whole analogy on people hearing things from an outsider differently when their husband or significant, when their spouse or family members have been saying it for 100 years, and an outside person comes in and says it, and then the light bulb goes off. I said that she needs to have some disconnect with her mother. I'll be a perfect example. I've had relationships where my family was completely, totally involved. I called them when it was good. I called them when it was bad. I forgive the person. They don't. It just breeds tension in the relationship. We break up. Next person, same thing. I had a relationship recently. I never told nobody nothing about what's going on. All they ask, we good, we good, we good. It lasted a whole lot longer because I kept my family out of my business. So she needs to put that distance between her mama and her relationship. Not that you love your mom any less, or not that you're disrespecting her, but I am a grown woman in a marriage with children. I need to handle my own battles.
But Dina, if you're married to this guy, you've been married to this guy for so many years, is there a way that Marcel can communicate without dismissing the mother of your wife?
Definitely there's a way, but do they want to get there? The question is, Mom, there is always a way to better communicate. Do you want to? Hold on. Do you want to? Is the $64,000 question. Do you want things to remain the same and have the tension and have the drama, or do you want to effectively communicate and everybody be at peace? That is a choice. It is always available. It is always available to have peace. But do you want peace, or do you want drama?
There's also the way you deliver the message. I don't like the way Marcel comes over here acting like, and then putting down Wanda.
Okay, hey girl, hey, really big piece.
Hey y'all, what's up? Hi,
hey,
everybody in the chat. Mark, I want to let you know, sir, that I've been getting it all week. Okay, I've been getting it all week out here defending you, and then people been giving me hell all week, Mark, because I've been defending you, dropping your receipts, because I ain't see nothing wrong with it. I was glad that you was defending yourself and you dropped your receipts, and them people been. When I tell you they've been in my comments giving me, I'm like, why are y'all so mad at this man for defending himself? These people been lying on him for 2 years. And y'all mad that he dropped one receipt? I'm sure he got a whole phone full of text messages and everything, and Lord knows what's in that damn phone. Mm-hmm. And I was like, anyway, so just so you know, Mark, I've been getting it all week, sir.
Mark need to bring his ass on up here.
Oh, no, he don't. No.
No, he's actually, looks like he backstage, but I don't see him on this thing, so I ain't added him yet. I don't know what's going on yet.
But this is what I was going to say. First of all, Ma, I'm going to need you to stop acting like all these people are old. I'm in the same age group as some of these people, so you're going to stop acting like these people are damn about to be in a retirement home. They're old. They're not old. So I don't know how old you are, Ma, but you act like these people are in their 90s.
I am 40.
What are you talking about? You were in the same age group as some of these people.
Oh, Jesus.
Why you kept talking about them being old? I said, who is so old? Lord have mercy. So, girl, anyway.
I hear you.
And as far as the whole, I didn't look at tonight's episode, so let me preface myself by saying that. But I will say this. Marceau has been trying to talk to Tisha for years about setting boundaries for her mother. So I don't know if tonight maybe he came off a little more harsh or whatever, but I feel like I don't know how many times somebody had to tell you something before you get it. And like Confession said a little while ago, maybe it was Dina, I'm not sure. It's going to end up costing you your marriage because at the end of the day, I mean, we could talk biblically or we could just talk, just in the realm of what makes sense. But when you get married, you are supposed to leave from your mother and cleave to your spouse.
Amen.
You're not doing that. And here's the thing. I would defend Wanda all day long if Wanda wasn't causing problems. Wanda is causing problems. That what happened on last week's episode really was the culmination of the last 3 years. Ultimately, I do not blame Wanda for that fight. I told y'all I don't. But Wanda and what she does, it's not funny, it's not cute. It makes for good TV. It makes for good TV, but in a marriage, in a relationship, Marceau is not wrong for telling Tisha, you need to get your mother in check. I respect the fact that Marceau because you got to look at this. Marceau defended his mother-in-law. He even though I'm sure in his core he thought she was probably wrong, he defended her. So you publicly he did what he was supposed to do, but privately he also did what he was supposed to do, and he told his wife, "You need to get your mother under control, or it's gonna be some problems." So I don't know, Maud. He's been trying to talk to her for years, at least on the show.
I think that the problem also is I can't hear nobody.
We can hear you.
Because we was quiet. Listen,
We was quiet, letting you talk.
Oh, okay. So I got it going on my computer screen and on my phone. So it looked like y'all was still talking. So I was like, oops, matter of fact, let me stop looking at the goddamn computer because it's a delay to it. But here's the thing. This is one of the things I think is an issue is that one, for TV, you have to have TV stuff going on. And if you think about it, the whole storyline, one, thank you, Really Beef, and everybody for who's defended me. I've always had receipts. And so
I know you did. Listen, I always believed you. I'm gonna be honest with you. I never believed Van. I always thought she was lying.
Right.
So,
and see, in the first couple years when it started happening, everybody was like, drop your receipts. I said, listen, what I can do is I can be respectful, or I can be respectful and shut up and y'all can leave me alone, or I can be disrespectful and I can let y'all have these receipts. Receipts are for the disrespect. And so the thing is, and there's some things that I just don't know if people look at it. Step back from Van and say, if she doesn't bring Mark's name up on the show, does she have a storyline?
Yeah.
No, she doesn't. She's a real estate agent. She's writing books, and this has never ever been the topic of the show because nobody gives it.
I didn't even know she had written a book.
No,
Right.
and that's what I'm saying. It's more interesting that you deny a man who has receipts. And here's the thing. This is not I didn't keep these receipts in my phone. These are Facebook messages. You'd be surprised what's in my phone. That's
I said that. Did I not just say that? I said
Mhm.
right. And so the thing is, I think that is one. The other thing is this. One of the things that this reality I've been seeing what's happening is that she didn't bring you up. Okay. For anybody who doesn't think that Van brought me up, season 2, episode 4. Go to season 2, episode 4. I wasn't even watching the TV show at the time because whatever I was doing at work, I was busy. Being I was a bum, panhandling it under the bridge, is like some people say. But season 2, episode 4, it's not my brother's. It's not. The one thing is this, and this is very unique, is because when you have a name, like your name is Really B, your name is Confessions, your name is Ma, your name is Dina. When somebody goes on TV and mentions your name, it's one of those things you kind of remember. Nobody believed. The problem was this. I don't think nobody believed Van. It wasn't about.
No, people did. No, yes, they did. Yes, they did. That's why people been getting. Let me say this, and I don't mean to cut you off, Mark. I'm sorry, but
No, go ahead.
the thing the thing that frustrates me the most, and it's not just Love and Marriage Huntsville. It's not just Love and Marriage Huntsville. I've dealt with this with Real Housewives of Potomac, with Basketball Wives. People get their faves, and it doesn't matter what happens. It's like the Barbs and the Beehive. Like, it doesn't matter. And so you have people who are Melody fans, and because they are fans of Melody, they cannot separate you liking someone and being a fan of someone and what's right. And all I've been trying to get people to understand when I posted those, because I reposted
Facts.
your receipts, right?
Facts.
The only thing I was trying to get people to understand was this woman has been denying not only been denying the fact that she had a relationship with you, but almost in the way she denied you, made it seem like you were beneath her, made it seem like, why would I ever touch him? And if I were you, and this is what I said to my people, if I were you, I would have had a problem with it, because it's not just that you denied, it's the way you did it that almost seemed like I wasn't shit. You
Well,
understand what I'm saying?
go back to her
And that
comment.
might not
'cause
be how you felt, but that's how I would have felt.
Here's the two things. Here's the two things, and this is. So here's another thing that is a part of it. Mel started the whole clout chasing black sheep thing as well. So this is her whole camp making a narrative. So even when I do defend myself, it's like, oh, he just want to be on TV. He just a black sheep. I literally hang out with my brothers as often as we can. So now I'm gonna give you something. I'm a traveling superintendent.
Keep that comment up, please, Confessions, because I don't want to cut Mark off again, but I want to address it. But go ahead.
And so I am a traveling superintendent. So I'm never in the city. It's like when I see the city, come in the city, I see my mom, I stop at Black, I holler at people, and then I'm back on the road. So the thing is, not only did she bring up it, I don't care about being denied. You can deny somebody and say it wasn't even that kind of relationship. And I don't even know what I saw in him, but it was. That's number one. Number two, after I asked to be left alone, and this is kind of where I kind of feel, Ariane, don't use me for fame.
That's what I'm saying.
Don't use me for take away Van saying that in season
Don't
2.
sell your books.
She doesn't have She doesn't have
Oh,
a storyline.
no,
Tell the reunion. She doesn't have a storyline unless she mentions the Coke bottles. She doesn't have she doesn't have a storyline while she's traveling, doing interviews. I have a problem. I don't care if you deny the relationship. You can say this as a 57. She's 12 years older than me. You can, at 12 years older than me, you can literally say, that's my personal business, and I would like to not discuss it publicly. And that would have been the end of it. Mark, y'all would have never even knew me. Y'all would have never even had to see me act the way I act. I could have literally came on TV and been introduced as the other brother who does something else. Instead, oh, you don't do this, you don't do that, you don't do this. The reason why I was disrespectful and talked about the child support and talked about all of these things is because I'm trying to inch up to, hey, I'm about to drop this bomb on you. When somebody says something that only you two know and you hear it out, you be like, yeah, you know what? Let me shut what we like to call the fuck up. But that didn't happen. And then here's the last point I'm gonna make, and then I'm gonna really I can die it down. The problem is because the fans can't separate reality from TV, we get the fact checking that I have felonies. We get the fact checking about her and her storyline gets my rape brought up. I literally had a fan text me, "Oh, you nobody trusts felonies, and if you said something, felons' words don't carry weight. And you rape piece of shit."
I saw that.
You raped piece of shit.
All right,
so
stop
now,
saying that word. You're gonna get a video.
What I'm saying is the problem is this: we now they don't separate it, and they want to vindicate her so bad that they will start using traumas that I bet you a million women wouldn't want to hear at all. But because I'm a man, it's got to be okay.
So I just want to say this. Talk what Solana said. Really be everybody has a right to deny anything. That's what you're not getting. No, I get it that Van has a right to deny it. And that's my whole point, that Mark has a right to counter what she's saying with the facts. That's it. She can sit there and deny him all she wants. Hell, they denied Jesus. And you saw what happened to them. All I'm saying is she absolutely has a right to do that. You ain't got to admit to doing nothing. There are probably some people in my past that I would deny having a relationship with as well. But he, just like those people, if they had receipts and said, oh, really be his lying because me and her did this, and this, and here's the proof. All I'm saying is he has a right to drop his receipts just like she has a right to deny him if he cares to clear it up. That's all I'm saying. And so this week when I posted his receipts, the type of like pushback, thank you, Monique. I saw what you said too. You had my back, girl. But the type of pushback that I got, I was like, damn, like if you could see the comment section of that video, I was like, well, damn, what did Mark do to y'all? I mean, they was really, I mean, it was, some of them comments was bad. And I was just like, but what did he do to y'all? Like, why are y'all so mad that this man decided to prove that this woman been lying on him? And I don't know who brought it up. I guess I'll go back to season 2, episode 4 if I gave a damn enough. I don't know who brought it up. But all Van had to say was, like you said, Van could have said, I'm not discussing my personal life. Or Van could have just as easily said, you know what, me and him, we tried it.
We tried it, it didn't work.
And that could have been
left it at that.
That could have been the end of it. But the way, this is my opinion again, the way in which it was done, it wasn't just it didn't really work out. It was just that like almost like, I said it already. I feel like I'm repeating myself. But
it's the same storyline that males that people feel about.
Dare y'all think that I would lower myself to and that's the part that if I was Mark, I'd be like, okay.
Well, I think I personally think like it's about clearing your name and your character and you know what you about, because they made it seem like he was just using her or whatever in whatever case, and she was doing XYZ for him, and then he bounced. But when you're in a relationship, as we saw from the receipts, you do things. I do something for you, you do things for me. It's from the heart. But then when it's over and people find out about it, now you want to make it seem like you're a victim and you were taken advantage of and you were helping him and he was beneath you and all this, that, and you're taking on the role of a victim when you know at that time y'all was in a relationship. He didn't lie to you. You knew what you was getting into and you decided to help him. Now you want to play victim. Okay, now you stepping on my character. You stepping on who I am as a person. And then you slandering my name. I have the right to defend my name because at the end of the day, all you got is your character and your dignity.
And see, Dina, this is the other thing that it goes to. The other thing that it goes to is it's the same thing Melody has said when it comes to about the Scott, my brothers. She's made it appear as though I got you out the mud. You was face down, drowned and homeless, and I'm going to pick you up. The thing is this, and I'll tell anybody this: I was never homeless. I chose to leave the house. I chose not to be in a toxic relationship, and to not be in a toxic relationship and to not go with the woman who was going to control me financially. I chose to isolate myself and say, you know what, I'd rather be out here and do real bad by myself. That way, when I stand up and I look at myself in the mirror, it's not a Van. When people say, oh, Van helped you. No, Van helped me while we were dating. After I was dating, Van never. After I left her, and the thing is, if you go back and you look at the receipt, when she sent it, I was like, wow, you are, what y'all don't see is off the top. Anybody who's ever dealt with a man who's helped financially or has been the financial breadwinner, they get this superiority complex. Is like, I've been helping you. You owe me. You got to do what I say. You got to do it the way I want to do it. You got to, do this. And so any woman who's ever been in that situation knows, oh, no, I ain't going to let nobody. You think because you're paying some bills, you get to control me. We just don't think that happens for men. The problem, what I've learned is, and I started a series on my podcast called The Toxic Female Experience, is we don't learn that women do this for men. We don't learn that it goes both ways, where there are men who try to control women with their money and women who try to control men with their money or their looks or whatever the storyline. And for me, the other part that was degrading is she made it seem like Mark was just a friend who was out here struggling on drugs and struggling with his homosexuality. And I literally just came along and helped him out and tried to give him some Jesus, but he was too toxic for me. Like, whoa, killer, that's not what happened at all.
Right.
And here's the thing, because the honest truth is I do have a felony. And because I have a felony, we also know that your name as a felon, it doesn't So your name has to be crystal clear. It has to be even better. So when I go to apply for something, they say you're marked this and you're out here using women. No, we're not going to take you because we don't know how your character. So I've said this in one of my lives. I didn't have boys when I had my children. So I'm the last Mark Scott. And as the last Mark Scott, what we're not going to have is my name tossed around like you're not going to put my name in no Bill Epstein or no Harvey Weinstein or no Bill Cosby, nothing. My name's going to be clear. And that's what the receipts were for. Because when I tell you something, everybody in my family says this. If Mark tells you this, you can run down to your local bank and get a loan on it. Because my name means that I'm going to do it. I think long and hard before I do it. And I tell people, if I have to move, I've said this in my receipts with Day, I'm not going to open receipts until I absolutely have to. And as after 3 years, 5 seasons, I feel, you know what? I've done taken the high road as high as I can take it. It's time to go low. Okay.
Yeah. So, Solana, I saw you said you was talking to Really B about my. So let me say this. Maybe we had the conversation. Like on my channel, people don't have to agree with me. Like we have great conversations on my channel. We go back and forth. So people don't agree. We had a whole live and we talked about Mark and his receipts. I mean, we talked about other stuff too, but that was one of the topics we talked about. And the chat was very much like against what I was saying. But like Monique will tell you, I mean, y'all ain't got, my people don't have to agree with me. It ain't a dictatorship. It would be real boring if everybody agreed with me all the time. Like I don't even want that kind of
Really be just to back you up on that. To back you up on that is people don't have to agree with the way I had brought out the receipts. I was dead. Let me say this. I was savage the way I brought out them receipts. I was in the last days. I have to turn to be humble. You also have to be a savage. And so the way I did her in the end is real dirty. But I also, to me, I asked to be extended grace so I didn't have to go there. And so I don't think that what I did to her, I would like it done to my mother, but I also wouldn't like my mother carrying on a lie for this long. So I don't want people to say, oh, I felt justification in the way I did it, even though I did it in the grimiest, sloppiest, nastiest, ugliest way possible. So what I'm not saying is don't condone what I did. Understand the principle behind what I did it for.
Right. Yeah, and that's what I'm saying. Like, I hear what you're saying, Solana. I hear what you're saying, babe. But in my experience as a reviewer, as somebody who's been, I'm one of the few people who've been reviewing this show from the first episode. It wasn't a whole lot of YouTubers checking for this show when it first came on. I've been reviewing this show from day one. And as somebody who's been reviewing this show for day one, I'm speaking on my experience of these people. Melody's fans are very savage. And they are very one-sided. It's either Mel's opinion or you wrong. And that's really it. And that's been my experience. So when I say Melody's fans, I like I said, I dealt with the same thing with the Real Housewives of Potomac. When that Monique Candace situation happened, it was a very polarizing situation. People were trying to make you choose sides. Basketball wise, with that whole situation with OG and Evelyn, people wanted to make you choose sides. And if you didn't choose their side, they were very savage. So I'm basing that on my experience. I understand what you're saying. I don't know that if everybody dislikes Mark. I'm telling you, my experience with this show is the Melody fans are very polarizing. Either you agree with Melody or you wrong. They can't be objective and say, well, in this, I like Mel, but in this situation, maybe not so much.
And you know what really while you say that, there's another thing.
So true about the Melody beaters.
Everybody said, Mark, why are you talking about this woman's mother? She's my ex. To y'all, she's a mother. To y'all, she's a mother. To me, she's my sneaky link. To me, she's my little boo in the bedroom. To me, she's not Ms. Van. She's not none of that. She's like, hey, babe, can you grab something?
Your relationship is different.
And so that's number one. That's the different energy. Number two, it's not like I sat back and said, you know what? Let me see who I can attack. If you are, and this is why I don't feel bad about what happens to Wanda. If you are going to open your mouth on something, you remove the. To me, this is the double standard of hypocrisy. It's when a person in the LGBT community acts savage and then tries to hide, then runs to their race. It's when a woman disrespects a man and then runs back to her gender. It's when a mother disrespects somebody and then run back to her relationship. You gotta stop hiding behind relationships or titles to try to make it okay to do what you did. If it's not okay for me to talk about your mother, then don't do it as a mother. If it's not okay for me to talk about it as a woman, I tell both my daughters right now, do not hit a man and then say don't hit a girl, because you don't know what meant it is. There's no protection in gender.
Listen, I was always taught don't hit nobody and not expect to get hit back. That's all. That's what I was always taught.
And my mama told me I do not hit women, but I do hit them back. And I don't have an age limit. I will be, if I can't beat the mama, I'll beat your daughter. If I can't beat your daughter, I'll beat your granddaughter. I'll wait. I don't.
Well, you know what? That's. I feel what he's saying, because my mama always told me, don't put yourself in a man's place and then expect not to get dealt with. You know what I'm saying? So,
but we've been teaching that the whole energy that this young generation is teaching us is that there are no limits. There are no limits to fighting back. There's no limit to reaching back. There's no limit to pushing back. So the thing is, the best thing you can do is be as respectful as you can. Get out the situation. No matter what you do. The one thing that y'all can go back and see on my whole social media is you can see when Mel and them are not talking about me. My social media becomes positive, uplifting. It's casual. I literally I was losing people. All of a sudden they mentioned my name. I got 2,000 followers on Instagram. She has 500,000. So when you say something, when you say the smallest degrading thing, if only 10%, if 1% of your people are listening, that's still 5,000 people. If 1%.
And that's what I'm saying. See, we can have a whole, you know what? We can have a whole live about stan culture, because I disagree. I do not think that stan culture is needed. It's fine to be a fan of somebody. It's fine to support somebody, but I'm never going to be that person. And I'm like this in my private life and in my public life. You come over to my channel and we have our when we talk about celebrity news, it could be somebody that I'm a fan of, but if they do some F stuff, I'm gonna call them on it. And I'm the same way in my private life. I can love you to death, but if you do something that I don't like, or you do something I disagree with, then I'm gonna let you know that's how I feel. And that don't mean that earlier today I told y'all I disagreed with something. I wasn't mad. I had to get off because I had already told y'all I had something to do.
Right, but right is right and wrong is wrong. You know what I'm saying?
I wasn't mad and I didn't feel no kind of way, but I'm gonna let people know how I feel, and they're gonna let me know how they feel, and we're gonna move forward accordingly. It don't mean I love nobody any less. So I do have a problem with stan culture, and I don't think it's needed, because stans, there's a difference between being a fan and a stan. A stan is gonna, the way I hear it, the way I see it, is stan culture. They're gonna stand with you whether you're right or you're wrong, and I disagree with that. That's not how I deal with.
And I have said on this exact panel
in my personal life, and that's not how I deal with. I disagree with that.
And I said that on my on this same panel the first day I ever came on, and they were like, "You're defending your brothers." I said, "No. If they get caught cheating, or if some receipts come out that they're doing it, I'm not finna rock with them because they my brothers." That's the thing is this. At some point. And this is the reason why my name has to be my name, because when I have integrity, and it's not just me, all of us, if you are going to stand for something good, you can't fall for something just because people like it. You can't just be like, whatever. No, that's a double standard. And I refuse, even with my brothers, with my daughters, with anybody, I refuse to have a double standard for myself. Because when you don't have a double standard, when you have a double standard for yourself, nobody can trust you. You might cheat under the right circumstances. You might, beat your woman. You might steal. You might do whatever if you can't have a standard. So you gotta stand for something. And I stand for look, we're gonna tell the truth, especially if I and this is a part of what happened. When you go on that witness stand and they said, "Do you promise to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God?" They only voice recording. We talking about me coming on the national TV, and y'all gonna hold me to that on national TV? No, buddy, I can't lie on national TV because all of us right now can go back to season 2, episode 4, and y'all gonna be like, "Damn, you know what? She did say it. It was her who brought it up." There's no lie about that.
And in this day and age, you can't get on TV and lie because people will go back to years and years and years and pull up evidence. You know, you see it all the time. People's like, "Oh, I never said that." Then and here they go back to season 1, episode 10, the 22.52 mark where you said XYZ. In this day and age, you can't get up and lie and say you didn't say what you said when you know you said it.
Listen, Bravo good for that. Bravo will pull the receipts in a minute. Bravo will pull the receipts.
Just like they did last week when Destiny said Melody didn't speak to her.
You go back and you watch it and you see, "Hi, Destiny." I mean, I'm just saying, you're not going to get
she's still saying on this episode she didn't speak.
Right.
And she did speak. She absolutely did speak.
She did.
I saw it before they rewound it 20 times.
I heard her when she came in the door, she spoke. But
as soon as she entered the door, Destiny saw red, and she wasn't focused on nothing else.
Yeah, and that's fair.
She saw her like everything, like the noise came, everything came, like she just saw red. She was not thinking of and even though it was a very mediocre, "Hey, Destiny," because you know you can barely hear high pitched voice anyway.
But it was real quick, but she did speak.
And so
you can paying attention.
But you also got that interpretation that women do, like Mel does. We didn't talk. Like, all right, cool. You didn't speak to me because when we normally speak is, "Hey, how are you doing? This, that, and the other, this, that, and the third." So the other thing is not speaking and not speaking the way I want you to speak to me. And then we got all the interpretations and the levels and to do it. The other thing is this, and I'm gonna say this because I've been there. She's mic'd up. So what you hear on a microphone versus what you hear in real life, it's two different things. I remember when I recorded, they literally stopped because there was music in the background and all of these different things. There's a lot of the stuff that isn't caught, and so hey, come back in, Melody, and this time speak to her because she's having an issue.
We don't know how she would think that Melody didn't speak. I honestly can see that because there was a lot of noise going on, but Melody did speak. And again, that goes back to what I'm saying. Right is right and wrong is wrong. Melody did speak to that woman.
But here's the thing. But really, herere's what I'm saying about editing.
She was not invited.
No. This is what I'm saying about editing.
Wait a minute. Maud, hold on, Maud. For the purposes of where Destiny was coming from, she wasn't invited. But man, we are filming a show. If you think for a minute that Melody showed up because she just decided that she was going to support Destiny, no, they were filming. Melody was mic'd up.
So why did she film a scene? Why was the same energy when Letitia showed up on her event? And she
let's also keep in mind that she's an executive producer. There is not an event being filmed that Melody don't know about.
Exactly.
And so here's another part to it. One of the things, and we're cleverer ones of us can watch it. The first time Melody probably walked in, she didn't speak. So that's what Destiny is in the mindset of. They stop it and say, "Hey, go back out. You didn't speak. Look at her face." Da, 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 da. She comes in again. "Hey, Desi. Hey, y'all." The thing is this: a part of this that we forget when we want to be angry is that it is a little guided. It may not be scripted, but it is a little guided. I can tell you, if you go back and you watched her pull up, you can see Destiny's face like, they told her maybe a couple minutes before she showed up, "Hey, Melody's coming." And her whole energy's changed because she just gets that news.
Of course.
Right. But when we say when we say she didn't speak, the first take she didn't speak. The second take she does speak. Destiny's not angry at the second take. Destiny's still angry about the first take. And so what we don't get out of that, there's a time, if you go back and you look at the time when Marshall is joking with Stormy, Marshall, Martell, and Maurice are all joking with Stormy. Marshall has on his glasses. He leans down, he makes a joke, they cut the scene, comes back, Marshall doesn't have on his glasses. In that scene, they're trying to get him to not be petty anymore. And so, but the way they take the show, you can't see that. So we got to think at the other part is Destiny's energy might be coming from somewhere.
It has to be coming
might
from
be
somewhere. Because
validated.
if you're gonna go to Carlos King's show and I tell everybody that you paid for my national grid bill, trust you me, it's gonna be coming from somewhere. Okay.
Right.
Okay.
But that's just like in season 2. Somebody just said it in the chat. That's like in season 2 when Tisha showed up at Melody's event again. Tisha showed up because she was told to show up.
Exactly.
And Melody had the girl escorted out by security, knowing good and damn well she showed up because she was told to bring her ass to that event. You know what I'm saying? So it's the game. Y'all know. Look, some of this is just being on the show, and y'all know the game. Y'all know the game. Y'all know.
No, they don't know the game. They can't separate the game. No, that's the problem. Is this?
It's too many reality shows for y'all not to know the game.
No, some of these people listen to what I'm saying. I'm saying some of these people cannot, will not, won't separate. When they see the way Marshall talks to Tisha, like Maude, they get heated because it's something they really experience. They don't know these two are. This is for the TV. A lot of this is, you know what? Hey, the more you talk recklessly, the more you get aired. A part of this is they can't see that. They won't step away from it and say she's still married. If this was a problem, like we all said about Melody, cheating was not a problem for Melody until she needed it for a storyline. It wasn't a problem until she can get paid off of it.
That's true.
Keeping your penis in a household.
Y'all know what I've been telling y'all. Y'all know every time I come over here, I be dropping my little tea. And I done told y'all that I know somebody. I told y'all my girlfriend dated one of his best friends, and I was getting all the inside scoop. And it ain't all y'all mellometers. It ain't what y'all think it is.
And when they say, for example, Melody is about to be on Impact Mind, Body, and Soul. This dude, he's a yoga financial instructor. He's the brains behind this. She might get an episode on it, but it's his show on Impact. But Impact is a Christian-based thing. So it's not. Here's the other thing that pisses me off. This other thing. Show? Huh?
His Impact. I have never heard of it. Like what
is you? Juanita Byam is on there. All kind of ministers are on there. This is where she's supposed to be doing her show. But here's the other thing. Nobody ever hears my name until 3 weeks later. There's a book coming out. It's a book signing. There's another book trip to grandma mother's house. There's always something behind the mess they start. Let me trauma bond. Hey, I just did that so we could get sales. These two are seeing it as marketing, and people are like, oh yeah, let's go support a Black queen. Let's go do this. I don't disagree that you support her. Support her anyhow. Also, in your support, drop her a comment that says, hey sis, at your age, we don't need to be lying. Go ahead and admit it to that man. We're already complaining about how there are not good enough Black men out there, and we see how Black men are treated, but nobody's going to chastise Black women and say, hey y'all doing too much. Y'all are making us or helping us degrade Black men. They're saying, hey, if he's lying, then yeah, we need to stay away from him. But if he's not lying, let's not portray him as a liar, because now we cause his life to go in a whole different pattern. When do we hold the women accountable? The ones who do what Melody did to Martell, the ones who do what Fan did to me, the ones who are doing these different things to where we say, you know what? It's gotta be us too.
I hear you, Mark. But I also said, if you can put that comment back about Melody taking advantage of the Bible and printing out every shit about the Bible. God said go, God said go, God said, don't do that.
You know what's funny? Not every, but a lot of these bloggers will drag people, and at the end of the day, they say, "God bless y'all, be blessed. God's on our side." So God is only on y'all side, and so when I was calling that out, they're like, "Why is he going so hard at Melody?" Because she's using the Bible to browbeat people, and y'all just use it in, oh, you must not like God. I don't like this God if this God allows y'all to drag your husband publicly and then want him to be respectful. If the woman I know I actually dated can lie and go on there and say, I'm abandoned, ushered but not abandoned, God's got you covered, but you can lie, I'm literally trying to bring light to it. Like, hey, wake up. Maybe the rest of these churches are doing the same thing, but we're not. It's almost like there's a movement that needs to happen out of these reality shows so that we can see. They're like, oh, Carlos King does this. No, the fans do this. The fans literally drive the mess. I guarantee you, if we as fans said, you know what, we don't want to see this. Martell is literally at the end now trying to bring back the comeback group because he's realizing, man, I've seen more women degrade, colorize, humiliate, financially shame women than anything.
Can I just say something real fast?
Yes.
Go ahead, Dingle.
Okay, so you know what is happening here. Not only for ratings or merchandise sales or whatever, they are playing on people's triggers. All reality TV shows do it, whether it's the divorce, whether it's being a single parent, whether you're struggling in your marriage because your husband makes up $10 million, but he ain't never at home. Every time we see these shows, there is a storyline that triggers a certain percentage of viewers, and that's why they tune in. So either this situation is mimicking mine, maybe this will help me navigate, or I relate to this situation or whatever. And trust and believe the producers, the CEOs, the execs, they know that there are a lot of hurt people or people that are in situations they're trying to find an answer or way out or some guidance or whatever. So they play on that. I mean, men, and I'm not saying women don't cheat when I say this next statement, but men have been cheating on women since the beginning of time, right? But it still resonates. So you put a show on here and all of a sudden, oh, my husband's cheating on me after we did all XYZ. So every woman who has ever been cheated on, every wife who has ever been cheated on is now understanding of the situation and everything that's taking place, and they're choosing sides. Now, then you got the other side of the women who were being cheated with, you got them picking sides. But at the end of the day, people resonate or have been in this situation, and they're tuning in and they're buying the team wife t-shirts, or all the women that have been cheated on in a divorce are, oh yes, God said go, and all that. It's all a marketing effect, which is really messed up, that you take people's personal pain and use that to facilitate a show and to facilitate the purchase of merchandise.
But Dina, here's the problem, and here's where I have the problem. One of the things that I appreciate about healthy people is that when you preach the truth, they say, okay, I see the truth, let me back out of it. So a lot of people say, I'm done watching the show. I agree with you. Be done watching the show. Get out of it. Be unbothered. Walk away. Don't mention it. Because at some point, and this is what drove me to be more angry with Van, and when I said, Melody was a part of her divorce, is that at some point, healthy mental health says, I am somewhat accountable. If I would have known, I swear, listen, I don't believe in Jesus, but I swear before Jesus, if I would have known that this would be the repercussion from talking to Kiowa, if I wouldn't have been green and I wouldn't have thought I was helping my sister when I said I dated Van, I would have shut the fuck up. I would have knocked my teeth out of my mouth if I knew that this was it. I thought you could just say stuff and just just be cool with it. I thought you could just say, oh yeah, I used to date her. Like people say they used to date Bo Jackson or Wilt Chamberlain. If I knew that you couldn't be honest or just be there, man. And so I think that's the other problem. That the people who are actually here who have like y'all, my family we were not watching the soaps. What was demonic? So we didn't watch Rory. We weren't watching Ricky Lake and stuff like this. This was our first time. So when they said, "Hey, let's talk to you, Mark," I'm telling how we grew up, and then they turn around and use that. You like, yeah, I said it, but I didn't know it was gonna be for that purpose. I literally have a screenshot of Melody telling them to say, "Hey, yeah, just tell everybody he's a clout chaser and he's a black sheep." Wow. But then when they say, "Oh, Mark, you started this," you got to know the backstory.
Yeah, and my thing is this, Sana, I give Melody kudos. Again, I can separate the two. Melody is an awesome businesswoman. Melody has definitely, out of everybody on this show, she has capitalized the most off of this show. She has taken her lemons and turned them into lemonade, and I ain't gonna never take that away from her. You will never hear me take that away from her, because at the end of the day, she was able to whatever. I ain't getting into whatever. That ain't my business. But she absolutely has been able to build a media empire off of this show, and I ain't never gonna take that away. Whether I'm a fan or not. And let's be clear, I don't dislike, because I don't know Melody. I don't know that woman in real life. I don't dislike none of them. All I'm saying is I can look at them individually. If you look at my reviews, there have been times when I've agreed with Marceau. There have been times when I've disagreed. Same thing with Tisha. Same thing with Maurice. Same thing with Kimmy. And Kimmy's my favorite one on the show. But if she do something or say something that I don't like, I'm gonna say, "Oh, Kimmy was being messy."
Right.
Because that's how I look at stuff. And
if you can create a fan base, if you can create, the one thing I can tell you, this is about business all day. Melody has found a way to make fanatics. She has found a way to get loyalty. So I'm not mad at her. The problem I'm mad at, and people don't know this is the Melody I know. I wish the integrity that I knew from her would have allowed her to do it with integrity. I wish, one of the things that I think that at a certain point we're going to have to want is for our community to actually have decent stars, decent people. When you see like, I'll give you Coach Prime. Coach Prime is coaching the HBCU, and he's doing. I ain't saying he ain't a little trash talking, but he does it with more decency. He's not trying to pay off players and do stuff like that. And so I think the problem that I've always had with Melody and Van and stuff like that, and sometimes Destiny, sometimes Stormy, is that you got to play the role. You got to play the role of a decent businessman. I know you got to be shrewd, but you can look at people like Chris Fletcher. You can look people at like the architect and stuff like that, who don't be messy and still can promote black business. At some point in our community, our stars, our heroes are going to have to be positive. They're going to have to. We can't keep saying this is the other side or the other races doing this to us. At some point, we got to say we're not holding. And this is why I started whooping on Melody's head when I did. We're not holding these people accountable for saying you're a Christian. Nobody else in the class has claimed Christian. Nobody in the class has said claim God told them to do nothing. But the two people who are claiming God are going to use them in this way. Come on, man. Who wants to be saved? Who wants to be in a church when God can say you can literally lie, forget about what goes in your mouth, and you ain't got no friends that you drove 6 hours to see? You can serve that kind of God? So God is just a cloak and dagger to be able to do whatever you want to do and then hide behind Christianity.
And that's what I said. That's what I said. I can give respect to Melody, making money and do all those things, but I also cannot do that because she's she's not. She doesn't have any. She's taking advantage of it.
Right. And
So
that's what I'm saying.
you can go ahead and make money, but is it genuine? Are you doing this from a genuine, or are you just so much? Oh my gosh, you're so focused on making money, so that when you're fighting for your children on a story, you're fighting with your ex-husband. The next post that you're putting out is for you selling your skincare line. You're fighting for your children.
But if you're fighting
You're calling
for your children,
out your ex-husband, saying, "Oh, you're doing this," and the next thing that you're posting on your story, "Oh, this is a code. This is a discount code." That in itself get me mixed up. Okay,
but,
you're putting money.
Maude, here's a question, and this is where I don't. This is the hypocrisy for me. When you were saying you should have kept your penis in the household, when your kids get old, they're gonna see the way you treated their father. You want to check Wanda, but you never ever looked in the mirror and said, "Dang, I started the rules for people to be able to disrespect our family, and now I want to check them for disrespecting our family." That's why I won't do it.
Well, not only that, but like I said, and again, here's where I got to push back a little bit, because I think both of them are going to have to be held accountable when those kids get older, because Martell and Melody, they both sling it. They give, and they give as much as they get. But I think both of them are going to have a lot to deal with because I told y'all last week, the person that I blame for this fight is Martell, because Martell was the one that first started questioning the paternity of that child.
I hear you.
Miss Wanda
I hear you, Ruby. I hear you.
I ain't about to argue with y'all. When I say y'all, you know what I'm saying. I ain't about to sit here and argue with y'all about whether Wanda was talking about the child or the parents. But what I am going to say is Miss Wanda was repeating what Martell put out there. Mm-hmm. Now, was she wrong for going live and speaking on it? Okay, fine. We can argue that. But she was repeating. She didn't pull that shit out the sky. She was repeating what Martell had said privately and publicly, because I told y'all weeks ago that Martell privately questioned the paternity of that child from the word go. And I know that because, like I said, my girlfriend, back when she was still dating Martell's friend, when Melody got pregnant, and she doesn't even watch the show. She doesn't watch the show. And she was the one that called me and was like, no, actually, we were talking about something totally different. And I was like, yeah, you know, the show about to come back on, girl, Melody pregnant. And she was like, well, it's more to that story. We were texting and I called her. I said, girl, what?
Really be, and anybody who can say Marcus just does this to women. I had a conversation with Martell, and I have said this to his face: mommy's baby, daddy's maybe. And what it is it's not that Kanye West said, in 18 years, you find out on his 18th birthday, the kid isn't his. There is, and I told him, I said this to Martell, I said, there's no harm in getting a blood test. If you get a blood test and this is yours, everybody out there owes you an apology. If you get a blood test and you find out it's males and you want to keep it on and it's not yours, and you want to keep it on the low, that's your business too. But at least, the least you should know is this: if you don't want to damage Melody because you believe you don't want to take that shot, that's on you too. But at the end of the day, people get the question. If right now somebody gets pregnant, and if I had a baby, if some girl come to my house right now and say, this your baby, guess what we finna do? For $9.99, we finna go down and swab that baby mouth. I'm not saying I won't take care of the child, but what we're not gonna do is I'm not about to be taking care of on the strength of your word when I already think you're a liar. Right. Not gonna do that.
Monique, to answer your question, he actually questioned both. He actually questioned both pregnancies. The pregnancy with the child that she did not have, his question was, if you're pregnant by your husband, why is it an issue? And so that was his issue with that. And then with the baby that she had, he had found evidence. Remember, Melody and Martell were not in a good place when she got pregnant with Sugar Mama.
Correct.
And And he had at that point he had found the evidence that he keeps talking about Melody messing with his frat brother, who was one of their attorneys. He had found that evidence, and so he was questioning some things. Now let's be clear: Martell can't stand on no hill of morality. We know that, but that came up. That was his question.
And it's a fair. Here's the thing, and this is where I said this is where I think people got on Wanda's head too hard because they was like, she talking about the kids. You cannot say paternity and not be questioning kids. You cannot say you're a bad parent and not be talking about kids. You cannot say anything involving the mother and the father and not involuntarily be talking about the kid. When we said when Marcel said you're allergic to peanut butter, you are in fact talking about his kids when you say he don't know it. I mean, it's an indirect. I got to talk about, and I think that's what Marcel was trying to explain to Maurice and Martell when the scuff jumped off, is because he's literally saying Wanda. I don't think Wanda's talking. Now, I'm not saying that was the only time she wasn't talking, but in that particular situation, I don't think she was directly talking about the kids. Whether she was more questioning Melody's integrity or honesty. She has said some foul stuff in before, but I think when you coming for her kids and her baby daddy and her DMs and all of that, I think you really can't really talk bad about people. And then
that was unsolicited.
Right.
It was so my thing
on
is
national TV.
First of all, Tisha should have been the one mad about it, but anyway, and I'm not saying she wasn't. I'm just saying, but again, and that just goes back to all I'm saying is nobody's innocent in this. Melody, you said some shit that was unnecessary. You know what I'm saying? Miss Wanda is out of pocket and unnecessary. Tisha has made comments that are a little shady. Like, nobody's innocent in this. Nobody is innocent in this. And again, Melody, she stands on her high horse. Mind you, Miss Wanda went live and said that stuff after Melody was on Carlos' show and made the comments that she made. So again, you can't slap somebody and tell them how hard to hit you back. I'm just saying.
And you can't throw rocks and hide your hands either.
You sure can't.
Right. It's a thing where everybody is throwing shade, and when people say, well, everybody came from Melody, the one point I have that I don't understand is Melody is the center of everybody's. Like right now in Facebook groups, people were questioning, is Stormy's hair real? Because now Melody has a problem with Stormy. The problem is this: when I was toxic when I was younger, Kimmy told me, she said, you can't have a problem with everybody and you not be the problem. You cannot have a problem with everybody. It can't be everybody's fault and it not be yours at all.
But look, didn't Martell say that though? What has Martell been saying for the last? I mean, again, you ain't gotta like Martell, you ain't gotta be a fan, but Martell has said Melody is eventually going to have a problem with everybody because Melody can't take it when somebody doesn't agree with her or whatever. And you see now she got a problem. So I didn't know, but I believe you that now stuff is going on with Stormy. So,
but I also have a question because Melody kept telling us, I'm protecting my peace. I have learned so much about my peace, protecting my peace. Oh, you're protecting why are you going to an event that you're not invited? Is that protecting your peace?
The thing is
that was about her paycheck.
Right, but the other problem is this. Here, because a lot of the truth has come from two men, it is almost impossible to hear. Because one of the truths comes from Mark, and I said this in one of my lives. I said, I'm telling my story the exact same time that she's telling hers, so that there's not a I came out later. One of the problems that I said Martell did wrong was he tried to be chivalrous and let Mel go first. And when you do that and you come back, then people are like, "Oh, you just saying that."
The narrative.
She couldn't. But here's the other thing: Melody told the story, and nobody fact checked it. She just told the story, and we went with it.
I'm gonna push back a little bit, Mark, because your point is valid. But I'm also add this caveat too. Yes, Martell let Melody tell her story first, but Martell's problem also was that he lied. So when you talk about people not fact checking, yeah, people may not have necessarily fact checked Melody, but the big story that Melody told turned out to be true. And so now, Martell, you sitting there denying the affair and no. Then when it comes out that it's yes. Well, now everything else you say after that, everybody's going to question, and nobody's going to question Melody, regardless of whether she's telling the truth or not, because the big story, he cheated on me. And you at first trying to act like you don't know what you're talking about. No, it didn't happen. So now you are on tape, just like the situation with you and Van. So now you're on tape lying, denying that it happened, and it was so easily proven. So now, Martell, you're behind the 8 ball. 1, because you let Melody tell the story first, and 2, you lied. So it's not just Melody went first. It's that when he went, he lied.
Well, see, here's the thing, and this is a part of the storyline. Before they went on TV, the production asked the couples not to talk about the cheating that they knew had gone on, which was also a perfect setup for the first time they were going to hear about the cheating. Go back to season 1, first tape, when they said there is respectful cheating and disrespectful cheating, and that disrespectful cheating is exactly the respectful cheating is what Melody was doing. Nobody heard about it. The dude wasn't calling Martell. The disrespectful cheating was the Ariane contacting her and coming out of pocket and talking all of this stuff. The problem is this, and so here's the thing. Martell said, not Martell, but Carlos King backs it up with a very broad, secretive statement. He said, we have to thank Melody for this show. It was supposed to be another show, but because she was brave enough to come on and talk about her infidelity on TV, it's now this show, not the show. We don't have to think.
Let me ask you this.
Show. We have to think about this show, this messy infidelity, husband cheating show. That's Melody's show, but that's not the show.
Right. And Mark, going back to what you just said, and you have the inside scoop, so you can prove me right or prove me wrong, because my sources told me this, and you can prove me right or prove me wrong. When you go back to the first episode, the last 5-10 minutes of the first episode, everybody is looking crazy when Melody starts that conversation, because the agreement before the show was we're not going to talk about the affair, because everybody knew
about it.
The whole thing knew about it.
Because that's why that's why even Martell was like, what? They didn't know Melody was going to go there, because the conversation before they started filming was we're not talking about the affair.
And that is what, and so here's the problem.
So are you saying prior to all this, prior to the show started, everybody had an agreement? We already know he never kept his promise. They were told,
Tisha, Kimmy, Marceau, Maurice, because again, there was no secret. Everybody knew that Martell was. Melody knew. Melody knew. Everybody knew, and so that's why if you go back and you watch season 1 with a different point of view,
I can't do Maurice's eyes, but Maurice did just like this.
It's a whole different when you go back, because you can go back and look at the last 10 minutes when they're sitting at that table and Melody starts that conversation about cheating, and the look on Martell's face, and then you look at Tisha, and then you look at, like, everybody is confused because they're like, wait, what? And then you see the green screens, and when you hear in the green screens, you hear Tisha saying, well, I mean,
and Maurice is like,
like, you see all of them are trying to figure out what to say, what they should and shouldn't say.
And go to where they're at the car wash. Go to where they're at the car wash, and Marshall literally says, bro, the way she's bringing this up, it seems like it was just fresh. It seems like it just happened.
Yes, I remember that.
These are the things that the thing is this, And so when people are looking at like, oh, Tisha did this and she was throwing it up in her face, bro, everybody knew it. I was on the phone with Van at a time when she was talking to Melody. Ariane was hidden in the back seat of the truck, and she was telling her, let her out the truck, let him out the truck, and all of this stuff. I was on the phone with that. I knew about certain things before I even knew the show was coming down like this. But the thing was, and this is why I try to tell people, it's like they knew what they were signing up for when they did it. They absolutely did not. Our whole family was proud because what we thought was it was about to be a black show about couples who are giving back to the community based on their certain expertise. And because of that, we were listen, go back and look at anything I did on Facebook. I'm all in Charlotte like, hey, y'all, we doing the premiere tonight. After this mess start coming down, bro, I stopped watching the show. I'm like, nah, bro, y'all, I stopped telling people that I was, hey, bro, that's why I got the name Mark James St. Patrick. Like, I didn't want to go ahead and alienate myself from him. But at the same time, I was like, nah, bro, you won't be looking at me saying, oh, you a Scott too. Oh,
and then right. And then it even goes back again, once again, Martell didn't play it well, but it even explains why Martell, if you go back and look at season 1, it even explains why Martell was so harsh in some of those arguments, because he really did feel blindsided when he was like, well, because you stopped doing this, and because, well, you like, I even look, because I mean, I wore him out in my reviews. I wore Martell's ass out in my reviews. But when you get more information and you look back and you be like, oh, well, I'm not saying it was right, but now I understand why he said some of the shit that he said. Because it's like, oh, we said we wasn't going to talk about it, and you bringing it up. All right, cool. If we're going to talk about it, then let's talk about it.
And then he tried. And here's the thing. Here's the other thing I think. And this is even spills into the shows tonight. You do me real dirty. I don't want your Gucci purse. You done talked about. It's hard to receive. And I think this happened for Melody when Martell started coming back, because you see him writing flowers and he's like, I'm doing what I can to be a good father or whatever. The problem is this. We say this all the time when you're talking to your friends. You say, don't tell bad stuff about your relationship. Because what happens is you're going to be able to forgive them, and we're not. Melody, let's just say the baby was his and they're moving back together. Melody forgave him. The fans didn't. So everywhere Martell goes still, he's still this person. Every time you come up to Black, you still want to blast Black because how you feel about Melody. The problem is that because of the TV show, they haven't separated in real life. And because you haven't separated in real life, everywhere I go, I now experience this trauma. I now experience this issue, even though this issue was not the issue I signed up for. I did not sign. My brother, and he said this in the last episode when they were at the pool hall, he said, I didn't see my marriage tested. For 15 years, nobody ever said, do you really love him? Do you really care about your wife? People are literally now coming for this dude and saying, you don't love your wife. And so this is what I was going to say to you earlier, Mado, what I was saying in the comments. These are TV problems. Mm-hmm. You don't make it. TV problems and reality problems are different. Now the TV problem, and this is kind of how I got thrown in it too. My podcast talks about a real problem, but it's not a TV problem. It's the real problem is a real problem, and it kind of they cross the line. But the way Marcel talks to Tisha is a TV problem. Everybody's like, Marcel, you need to answer the question. And I've said this, and I'll say this again. If Marcel would have answered this question, and this is what Marcel was saying, and I'm going to give you Scott lingo. Am I answering the question for you, or am I answering the questions for the fans?
But Mark, what I was saying is, your wife does not have to feel, now hear me out, your wife does not have to feel like you're silencing her. And she doesn't have to come over here and say, you know what, I feel like my voice is not being heard. That's what I'm saying. I respect Marcel, but I also don't want him to come over here acting like your wife cannot say anything, that your word is final. You know,
but at this Mod, here's the thing. Mod, there's a weird thing, and I'm glad you said that. You said something that isn't true. You can't ask me to be the leader, the protector, the provider, and then my word isn't final.
Oh no, I can. Oh, I can.
No, 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 no.
Because
Wait,
I'm
wait,
not
wait.
in a
Listen, let me
dictatorship.
tell you why. I'm
You
gonna
say,
just
"Oh,
give
I
you one
can."
reason why. I'm gonna give you one reason why, and I'm gonna give you something that's happened right now in
No,
the country. Hold on,
no.
let me give you a
Get-
piece of evidence. There is a basketball player locked up in Russia right now.
Yes.
Wait, hold on, Mom. Let me get to the credits. We can't protect her because she didn't follow the rules. The rules is don't travel with tobacco products.
Mhm.
Don't travel with weed. Don't travel with this. When you step out of my protection and I've given you the last word, I can no longer protect you. So my rule has to be final. And the thing is this: there's a safety in my rule being final. It's not a control thing. It's not a
Yes,
diminishing thing.
it is. Yes, it is. When you come over
Now,
here and say my rule, what makes you think that my rule? We are an item. We agree on those rules. You're not gonna
except
come
for
over
when the
here acting
robber
like
comes,
my rule,
Mod,
Mark.
when the robber comes to the house, you don't get up and go downstairs. I do. I'm gonna say this, and
I'll be over there. I'll be over there with you. Because if anything happens to
and
you,
Mod, and so now we both dead, and nobody's left to take care of our kids. Listen to what I'm saying. I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna say this in the spirit of Christianity because I grew up in the church.
oh, I did too.
Hold on. There's a guy who said this. There's a guy by the name of God who said, "You stay under the blood where I can protect you. When you step out of the blood, you belong to whoever. If you are saying this in the spirit of I'm the head and I'm the covering,
No,
don't
I
get
don't.
out of.
I don't like it. I don't.
I know you don't like
Listen.
it, but it's what it
I
is.
grew up in church. I grew up in church too.
I feel
I
you.
hate it. I hate it when people come over here using the Bible for you to be authoritative in a marriage.
No. I'm not
Hate
saying.
it.
Listen, I'm
Ah,
using.
I'm with
you
Talk
time.
with Slanter. I'm about to go to
No,
sleep
I gave
too.
you time. I
I
don't like
can't
it.
no more.
I don't like it. We have to be on the same. We have to be on the same page. You
Not when it comes
respect
to
me.
protecting my
I
family.
respect you. We are an item because what I do over here, running around for my kids, is the same thing that you're doing over there, running around to make sure that our kids are
I
protected.
got you. I got
You're
you.
not gonna come over here on national television that your voice does not matter. Absolutely not.
Mod.
I'm not gonna allow you to say those things.
One of the things I used to do when I ran with my brothers is I used to tell them, "Y'all go home, I'll go to jail."
Who is this
That-
BBP? Wait, who
wait
is
a
this
second.
BBP? Who is this?
Here's the thing. When I am the
Calm down,
protector,
girl. Calm down.
you gotta
Really relax.
follow me.
Okay.
Yeah. At the end of the day, there's a protection
Don't
in
come over here
following.
telling me I'm not understanding anything. I understand everything. I've been married for 14 years. I know what I'm saying. So don't
I
come
know.
over here telling me I'm not understanding anything.
My, calm down, boo. It's okay.
I'm just saying there's a protection energy that says, please don't do this because I'll have to do this. And you gotta respect that.
I hear you.
That's
And
respect. That's what's up.
that's what
I
he was
hear
saying
you.
to his wife.
But
I don't want
but Mark, I am saying we have to be on the same page so that when we go outside there, whether it's our brothers, sisters, we are on the same page. So therefore, they're not going to see any division. So therefore, teacher is not going to be coming to your husband's brother saying, please, can you talk to your brother on national television? Can you make him understand? You see what I'm saying? I don't want us to have that kind of a conversation. I want it to be a behind the scenes. I want us, me and my husband, we are on the same platform.
I feel that, but 90% of what we done talked about, we done talked about Marcel having 20 women. That ain't behind the scenes. We done talked about Marcel not feeding the kids peanut butter. We have literally on reality show. We have literally got away from behind the scenes. This is supposed to be the behind the scenes. And behind the scenes, if I need some help, here's the thing. This is a fair statement. If behind the scenes she says, Maurice, you have more influence in certain areas, then I'm going to go to a smart wife, a smart husband knows how or where to get through at. And if I can't get through, what I'm going to do is I'll call my mother. I'll go to Dr. Francis. I'll have whatever it takes to get through because that's what I need to do because I love you. It seems a little crazy, But if that's what it takes for me to show you that I love you, that I'll try whatever avenue other than doing what all these women saying, just divorce you because I can't get through. It's a fair place to say, all right, I've tried as much as I can. Let me do what I let me find another step that ain't just me. A lot of us try to keep doing it, and it don't work. Let me try another avenue. That's what real intelligent problem solving does.
Well, let me say this, ladies, as always, and gentlemen, thank you so much. I gotta get ready to go watch Power.
Okay, baby.
I haven't even watched this episode. I'm sorry that this whole live got hijacked because you right, Anna. Y'all ain't even finished talking about
You really didn't. And we've been on for 2 hours. So yes, we have to really get through these last scenes still. But I thank you for coming through, really B. You know you're always welcome, baby.
Yeah, I'll go. I'll sit in the group.
Doing that. Don't do that to people. That's not nice. Don't look at me like that. That's not nice.
Me?
You come for me?
Mom, what are you doing?
Don't come for me.
She didn't come for you.
Yes, she did.
She did not.
Yes, she did.
Yes,
she did. Yes, she did.
Wow.
I'm
gonna sit back in the group.
Okay, we're gonna move on to another subject because we've been on for 2 hours.
That's not nice. You don't want somebody.
Yes, you did. Don't do that.
That you want somebody else's platform. That's not nice, Mom.
What just happened? What I missed?
Yeah, let's go ahead and wrap up the actual episode.
Where did Mark go? What the
Mark left. Really B left. Let's finish the episode.
Let's just finish this up. Okay, so the shade was real. Stormy was serving some major shade, talking about Destiny, saying, yes, that was the most action her store seen. She was. Say what?
No, I was saying she was saying that's the most action her store ever seen.
Yeah, she was real involved in that. So what? So I was actually happy to see that they were actually able to have a cordial conversation, on some grown women stuff, real quick, because they don't need to be having their issues just because Destiny and Mel is having their issues,
right?
And so, yeah.
But I do want to say in that conversation where she was like, "Oh, I would have preferred some Canvas products or whatever." Honestly, don't look a gift horse in the mouth, but if I feel like if Stormy really wanted to support, she could have bought $2,000 worth of products from her store. She could have gave her $2,000 worth of products from Canvas, but I get what her point was with the Gucci purse. Like, we Gucci, we cool. I'm extending the olive branch. I get it. Again, all of this goes back to communication. And I know that they're not in a relationship when I say love languages, but even in a friendship, you have your love languages. You know what I'm saying? On how you show a friend that, you down for them and how they reciprocate. So if I'm like, girl, I'm gonna take you out to eat, or I'm gonna show up at every event and I'm there whenever you call, that might be your friendship language. The other one might be like, hey, I just need you to call and check on me. You know what I'm saying? But we're not mind readers. We don't know when people are going through stuff. So for me, all of this, every last one of the dramas on this show boils down to communication.
I feel like for Destiny and Stormy is because Destiny has a business.
And Mark, I'm gonna need you to spell my name right.
Did he spell it wrong?
In the comment, I think I'm pretty sure he's adding me, but he spelled my name wrong.
I think it might be a nickname. He might be just calling you
Deems. Yes.
Hey Deems, what up? What up, Deems?
I got one nickname. Is Dee Dee. That's it.
Damn.
But I was gonna say this: if you and the three of us have a business, and like Destiny has a business, I'm running this business. I know you are selling the same products, like, or so I expect you in the spirit of you supporting my business, then I would expect you to bring your products to my store, all right? To my store. And that's what I'm saying. I don't need Gucci. I don't need these labels. I need your products in my store because it goes a long way.
Right. And why didn't anybody buy anything? Just like Maud said, even before the Wanda Mail drama, no, everybody was just standing around drinking, talking, or whatever. Like, why didn't we see anybody purchase anything? I would be so hurt, devastated, just, I don't know. I would be livid if I put on this event and not nobody walked out with a bag of something.
They just didn't want
something. Even if you bought a ponytail, you ain't never gonna wear just to say that you was showing support. You know what I'm saying? I'm pretty sure they had some lashes in there you could have bought. I'm pretty sure there was some mascara or a spoolie or a bonnet. The way y'all wear wigs, bonnet, wig cap. You know what I'm saying? Like there is, nobody bought anything. Not nothing. Nobody walked out of that store with a bag.
Just at maybe it had the reopening before, and then by the time the cameras came, they got all that out the way. Because maybe she knew, that was going to happen. I don't know. I'm about to really
L&D, I get what you're saying. The support was them being there. However, these people portray, they showing up with the gold out Mercedes truck. They showing out with the doors, what they call them, DeLorean doors on the car. You know what I'm saying? You showing up with all these fancy cars. You got all the clothes and the jewelry on. You know what I'm saying? You can't buy a $19.99 ponytail. You can't buy a $7.99 hair bonnet. You know what I'm saying? That's all I'm saying is like, where was a business doesn't thrive off people showing up. A business thrives off of sales. You know what I'm saying? That's what gets you. What do they say? We in the red or in the black? I can't remember right now. I've been drinking. Forgive me, y'all. But whatever it is that you're trying to get into, from the red to the black or the black to the red, so you can make a profit, is on sales. You standing in my store looking cute is not something I could take to the bank and deposit.
I feel like if we are gonna be supporting. Because in the conversation that Stormy and Destiny had, Stormy clearly said, I am here to support Black businesses. If you're here to support my business, I do not need your Gucci. Do you understand me? I need your products to be in my store, okay? Because the money that I'm going to make out of your products being in my store is way more than me going around with my Gucci bag around that I'm not making money out of, okay? And therefore, confessions and dinner. Because I'm going to be opening a store very soon. Don't send me your Gucci, okay? I don't need your Gucci stuff. I need your products to be in my store because that's the way you're going to be supporting me. If you're not going to give me your product, I expect you on your social media platforms, advertising, telling people that, Maud has a store. There's this happening, going on and on and on. I don't need your Gucci. Is what I'm saying.
But did she have a conversation with her saying something along the lines of she had no control over? Because when they had spoke to each other, when they had their meetup, she was telling her that something about the fact that if she's whoever was taking in control of making sure.
Oh yeah, she was dealing with a new broker.
Yeah.
And she was dealing with a new broker and a distributor. So at the time Destiny reached out about putting her products in her store, she was still in finalizing contracts or doing whatever with her new people.
Yeah, so yes, yeah, disputed. That was the whole point.
And it's all about timing on that particular situation, which I'm glad that they had the conversation, because sometimes you be like, that's my friend or associate or whatever. Why can't I do XYZ? But sometimes when you get into business matters, it's not like, hey girl, I'm gonna ship you some boxes of stuff. to put in the store when you work with other people or you have investors or, you know, you got a lot of other things going on. So you have to, you know, follow the chain of command, so to speak. And sometimes your friend be like, girl, we cool. Why you just can't give me product to put in the store? But it's a whole chain of command behind it.
Right. Okay, so the last thing I want to touch on, because we've been on here for a long time. So during the talk between Destiny and Stormy, so now all of a sudden Stormy feels that she can get Destiny and Mel to be cool enough
The
to talk to each
peacemaker.
other out of nowhere. First of all, was there even a conversation had between Stormy and Mel? Because of her being as closest to her, of course, she has to be like, okay, if I tell her, if we could talk, are you willing to? So do you think she even had that conversation with Mel already?
I think so, because remember at the event, those two were together the entire event. They were even talking about, oh well, we just gonna be here like 10 minutes, and you know what I'm saying? And I don't know if it's like a whole, well, we're outsiders now, or we're on the outs with people, so we gonna click together. But they seemed very comfortable with each other at the grand opening. So I think that there, and it may be something that we haven't seen yet, but I do believe that Mel and Stormy's relationship has grown stronger. And I think that Stormy's like, okay, I'm cool with Mel. I'm getting cool with Destiny. And I really feel like as a collective, it would be nice if all the girls can get together and be civil and laugh and joke and have a good time. But
well, you think that Melody and Stormy have a stronger relationship right now?
I said it's growing. I don't know if it's stronger than anybody else's. I'm not saying that. What I'm saying is based on what I saw their interaction at the event, that it seems like their relationship is growing.
But you have to remember, it's Melody who brought Stormy into the show.
Right.
Nobody knew. Yeah. So.
But
you know, they've had their, you know, own issues or whatever, you know. Because you know, Melody's like the type of person, if you my friend, you got to be enemies with whoever I'm enemies with. And I feel like Stormy's like, I don't even know some of these people. I want to give them a chance. So I do feel like, you know, there's been a rift or two here and there. But at the same time, I feel like they want to get everybody together on the same page so they can film better events.
I agree with that. Checking you, boo. I agree with that. It looks like, you know, if you're not my friend, then you're not supposed to be friends with so and so.
The only people I put that rule on.
She wanted Stormy to keep it out of, keep them trying to get along out of it, and not, you know, insert Melody into anything. Like, so they can have their own bond that has nothing, their own relationship that has nothing to do with Melody.
The only time you can really put that kind of connotation on things is like with family, because you don't want any family secrets out in the street or whatever. So yes, for me personally, with my sisters, cousins, whoever, family members, I'm like, look, if I don't mess with this person, male or female, you don't mess with them either, because I don't need them taking anything you say coming back to hurt me. However, when you have a friendship, and being that in this particular case, all of these men and women are business related, I can't stop getting money with somebody because you don't like them. Right. At the end of the day, my lights and my rent, my car payment, my all that shit got to get paid. And I can't be like, oh, I'm not going to do business, or I'm not going to show any of my face at the event and potentially meet contacts to help me to further my business. Like, you can't stunt my growth business wise because I can't deal with this person, and you not facilitating the money that I'm missing out on. Now, if you want to drop down some change and pay these bills and be like, don't mess with so and so. Okay, we can have a conversation, but at the same time, yes, I'm loyal to you. I will not speak of your personal whatever while I'm there, but I got to go get my money because I got bills, I got kids, I have to live. And anytime you gonna talk about, well, I can't be friends with somebody and I'm trying to get money, you're asking a person to do a disservice to themselves.
Right.
That is true. That is true.
I agree.
I definitely agree.
Mhm.
Okay, well, I think we hit all the points. Yep.
Do we see?
But I do wanna go back to scroll back a couple pages to when they was out on the patio. I'm with this challenge that what's his name? I forget his name because he don't never talk that much.
Who?
Kimmy's husband. Maurice, yes. His 750 score challenge. I'm with that. We need to promote that.
That is so.
Do we
That
know
is
what's coming up next?
Huh?
I don't remember what's coming up next in the next episode.
Yeah, so speaking of making money, we see everybody at the table coming together for the comeback meeting.
Mhm.
Yeah.
And Melody and Tisha are in the same room together and forced to be cordial and have some sense with each other this time.
I hope it stays cool because it looks like everybody is receptive to having an open conversation. And I believe if there was like some real major drama, cattiness, they would have showed that on the preview of Coach to get viewers. But it does look like in this moment that everybody is open to a genuine conversation. And from what the body language and the faces, I could read that everybody was receptive to the information that was being spoke on by whoever at the time, and that they were listening, and just maybe that there could be some resolve.
We can only hope, because there is no need for them to continue to act this way toward each other, make this money, if anything, and be cordial. You know, Tisha was live earlier. And shout out to Tisha, because while her and Marcel were driving, I had made a comment and she answered me. And then I asked her if I could have an interview with them. She's cool with it, but Marcel said we got to meet face to face first before he can do it.
Oh, did he?
Well, that's awesome. But I really think, and this is just my personal opinion. Like I always said, I'm an outsider looking in because I have not been there for the first 4 seasons, intermittently here and there, just whatever was on the internet. But honestly, I know that drama sells, right? But I really believe in, the real story of the couples and their relationships and their businesses. And I really wish that they would promote that more versus the cattiness and the drama, because then other people would be like, I can do that too. I can open a bar. I can open a beauty salon, a beauty supply store. You know what I'm saying? I can, market t-shirts, kids clothing. I could write a book. You know what I'm saying? If they promoted that more, I really believe as an African American community, we don't see a lot of people out there achieving their dreams, minus basketball, athletes, actors, whatever. And your odds of that are 1 in 100,000 or something or whatever. I really think like if they promoted it more, or even if they started showcasing where they had master classes on how to start businesses, how to get into real estate, how to market or what, just simple stuff like that.
That's how it started. It was like, what's the name of the group? Comeback group. That's how it started. Yeah,
that's what I'm saying. If they were to showcase how you get from point A to point Z, like I said, a master class, or showing like this is how we flip houses, and this is how we do XYZ. Okay, this is the process of getting a distributor. This was the process of doing that. I think they would be giving the African American community and whoever else is watching, but most importantly, I'm gonna think about my fam. If they did that more, then people could see like this is achievable for me. It's not like a dream, like I want to go play in the NBA, but I'm only 5'2". You know what I'm saying? I could do real estate. You know what I'm saying? I could open up my own business. I could open up a restaurant. I could open up a lounge. If somebody showed me where to start to get to where I wanted to be. I'm just saying. That's my personal opinion.
Well, earlier I was gonna say, shout out to when I was shouting out Tisha, whatever, she said during that live also that, Carlos has told her whatever, that, people don't respond good to the good part of it all, the black excellence part and everything. He said when he was showing that at the beginning, when he was trying to do, the ratings were low. But he's seen that when people were all into the drama and everything, the ratings got higher. So
but we have to normalize. We as an African American community and whoever else is watching, we have to normalize and show up and support Black excellence.
Good night, girl. And he just wasn't getting the response that he wanted from it, so he had to do what he had to do. And
yeah, I totally get it. We all know drama sells, sex sells, lies, controversy, all that sells. We know that, but we as a people have to normalize what's the word? Being genuine, Black excellence. You know what I'm saying? Understanding, like, even like what was that show? The Chrisleys. They didn't have drama on the Chrisleys. They went through everyday life. There was no drama. The biggest drama I ever seen was the grandma trying to go to the casino and being sneaky. You see what I'm saying? They're a Caucasian family. They're a Caucasian family showing how they create their business. And the worst case scenario I remember, or actually two, it was grandma trying to sneak off to the casino and the daughter trying to live with her boyfriend in Nashville. Okay, that's it.
That's it. All right, y'all. Any last words before we head up on out of here?
Subscribe.
I keep saying I'm going to make a banner for that. I need to stop. But make sure I do subscribe. Oh, we didn't even get to go through these Ariane texts who she just put Martell on blast earlier this week, saying, okay. Yeah, so she's just putting them out there. But I'll leave
that situation is so toxic. We already know he's filming with Sheree on Real Housewives of Atlanta. I mean, let's be real. Either he's some type of attention whore or he's slinging his thing anywhere that's open. Let's just move past that.
It could be both.
And two things can be true at the same time.
Absolutely.
LMV, thank you for posting all of our links.
People demand must and produce must from positivity to get the result. Yes, that is true. There's a whole entire thing about that on.
And you know, the honest to God truth is, a lot of times, and I'm not saying myself, but a lot of times people watch the mess on TV and because they want to feel better about their lives. So the fact that somebody else is going through all this, like, "Ooh, I'm glad I'm not going through that. Let me be blessed about whatever I'm going through because I don't have to go through that." So it's so many options of why people are watching. They relate, or they're grateful that they don't have to go through that stuff, or it's just, being nosy. Like I said, I never really watched it. If it wasn't popping up on Instagram or TMZ or, whatever, I didn't really care. I only care because of y'all. Yes, checking you, boo. That's exactly what I'm saying. Misery loves company. I need some people want to be like, oh, I relate, and that's my thing. And some people want to be like, I would never. And they're watching so that they can feel better about themselves.
I told Dina she can be. It depends on if Dina wants to. Sometimes she wants to come. Sometimes she doesn't.
I
So
have been now. Let's be real clear that originally I was a guest speaker because somebody had drank too much vodka and didn't show up, and then another person was MIA and they didn't show up, and I refused to let my girl be up here by herself. Now they came back the next week, so I said when I am able to watch, I will be here. But now I am deeply invested in this season. So whenever they are ready to have me, I will be here.
Are you calling out people's names? Is that what you're doing?
I ain't at nobody because I still love you.
well.
But let's be clear, Maud. How many lives have you not shown up to because you were asleep?
You know, I don't remember how many. I just know the one that hurts most. I just remember the one.
She's had a couple on her own channel that she didn't show up for.
That's true. That's true.
But I still love you, boo. No. I still love you, boo. I'm here to support my girls by any means. And I think that the reason why everything fits so great with our dynamic is because I'm not invested. You know what I'm saying? I'm not invested in any character. I'm the outside looking in, and I'm just, coming in and saying how I feel about each character and what's going on. And I've not been emotionally invested for the past 5 seasons. So I think I can add a different perspective.
I have.
Absolutely. Well, let it be known that I said Dina can be a regular if she wants to.
Of course. We love Dina.
I can't make her.
Yes.
And I'll definitely try to be. Confessions checks with me every day. Every Saturday. She'll be like, "Did you watch it, or do you want to come on tonight?" And like, I'll tell her like, "Look, girl, y'all know because I be taking my naps. I'm like, girl, I just woke up. I'm about to watch now, and I'll be on." Oh, checking you, Bill. Thank you so much. Yeah, like I said, I'm just out here giving my, opinion, and it's genuine because, like I said, I'm not invested. I'm looking at the characters and individually and giving my perspective that way. So, but I definitely enjoy my time here with you guys, and I love hanging out with you guys. So I will definitely be here.
I am proud of myself that I did not drink too much tonight.
Proud of you. Very proud of you.
I cannot promise that that's not going to happen another time, But tonight, we celebrate tonight, okay?
And you know what we need to do? I don't know if maybe and forgive me if I'm overstepping, but maybe for like the reunion, we could do like when we do the live, we can invite some of the people from the chat to actually come on.
I was actually gonna do an open chat today. I was actually thinking about doing an open chat every other week on my weekends off. But
okay, so maybe not the next weekend because you work, but the weekend after that, maybe we can do like an open chat, and those that feel comfortable can come on. And because we did get sidetracked today, but maybe we could do an open chat, and we can get Lady V, we can get Checking Your Boo, we can get Talk with Slano, LNV, anybody, and we could just have like a round table talk.
Lady V, thank you for your support.
Very much, all of the time.
Yes, I see her here all the time. I appreciate everybody. And I have a great time over here. So
that's what we do over here at Confessions. We all about a good time. know? Keep it funky over here. Keep it funky 100. That's what we do. Like, ow, okay. Monday. That's what we do over here. Because this is Kamisha's review crew.
Yes. So, what you got coming up next, Miss Confessions?
Monday, we have Sons of Anarchy, Mayhem Monday. If y'all don't know, y'all need to know. Since I didn't get to go over Ariane's little thing she got going on, I'll probably have a Huntsville Chronicles tomorrow night, depending on how I feel. And I think that's it for now. What y'all got going on?
Maud, what you got coming up?
I am thinking of reviewing 90 Day Fiancé. It's ghetto. I love it. So I think I'm gonna be doing that. And also they have some Africans over there. We have Mike. We have some other Kenyan woman over there. So I feel like I need to be reviewing this show. It's ghetto.
Wait, what's it called?
90 Days Fiancé. Like,
I watched that faithfully.
They have Africans over there. I'm like, you know what? This is it.
No, but girl, see, how long have you been watching? Because I need to fill you in.
Yeah. 90 Day Fiancé is great.
I just started watching. They have a Kenyan. Okay, where I come from, they have a Kenyan. They also have Nigerians. Like they have 2 or 3 Nigerians over there. Okay, and you know, I have a whole lot to say with this Angela woman.
My God, Angela is horrible. Angela is freaking horrible.
God. The audacity that she has to go to Africa, Nigeria, of other countries to go. Listen, I'm gonna be reviewing that show. That's what I have to review that show.
Well, it's so much history with Angela and Michael. You have no idea.
Let me address Lady V comment. Okay, first of all, I am doing House of Dragon episode 8. It was a very long episode, and then me and Confessions had SOA Monday night, and I've had like a lot of family rebuilding events due to some drama, family issues, and we've been trying to get back on track this week. So tomorrow I am going to do a pre-recorded House of the Dragon episode 8 so that I can get back in line with everything. So my apologies for that, because I know that people were checking for it, but I had to get right with my family this week so that we can communicate properly and be ready for Thanksgiving and Christmas.
Okay.
Oh my gosh, I cannot imagine you're talking about Thanksgiving. Listen, it's so cold over here. do you see me?
Let's not talk about the cold. Because it's cold over here and I don't want to talk about it. But so thank you for Mark coming through. Thank you, Really BTV, for coming through. And y'all know, whatever Mark says, we do. That's on him, y'all. That is.
But he was actually well behaved today, so I'm proud of Mark for being well behaved today, because last week
I'm just crossing my T's and dotting my I's. Because if a lawsuit do come up, I don't want nothing over here being tampered with.
That part.
So we have to understand. We got to understand it here. Yes, we all hope the family is all good. So blessings to everything that Adina's going through. She'll get through it. We'll all get through it.
So I will. It'll probably be sometime tomorrow afternoon. I'm gonna do a pre-recorded, because that episode was like 80 minutes. It was very much longer. Plus, you have the after the episode. So I'm gonna do a review pre-recorded, and then I'm just gonna drop it probably sometime before 4:00 tomorrow, so that I can drop it on time on Monday for episode 9.
So you all go watch 90 Day Fiancé. You all have to come to my YouTube channel platform, because let's talk about it.
I love 90 Day Fiancé, and the fact that they have 90 Day Fiancé the other way, and they've had numerous spinoffs.
You have to spin off the Happily Ever After. There's a lot.
It's a lot to follow, but it's a very good show.
I love it.
But thank you everyone for coming out. Lady V checking you, boo. BB is in the building. Miss Ellen V. Monique King was here. Talk with Solana was in the building. So everybody, thanks everyone that came through. Auntie Nisi came through at some point. You know how we do over here. We
It's
always
all
have
love over here.
But ladies, thank you for a wonderful panel night. We had a good times like we always do. But thanks for watching, y'all. We out this nasty thing.